أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له ونشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما اللهم صل على سيدنا مولانا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه وأزواجه وذريته أجمعين الحمد لله ثم الحمد لله अल्लाह का करोड़ शुक्र है, उसका करोड़ एहसान है। उसने अपने हबीब नबी हज़रत मोहम्मद मुस्तफ़ा सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम की वसीला और जलीला से हमें इस माह मुक़द्दस की सआदत नसीब फरमाई और इस माह में रोज़े रखने की तौफीक नसीब फरमाई। अल्लाह अपने हबीब के सदक़े हमारी सहरी इफ्तारी को अपनी बारगाह में कबूल फरमाए। अल्लाह हुजूर के वसीले से हमारी तमाम रोज़ों को अपनी बारगाह में कबूल मंजूर फरमाए। हमसे कोई गलती कमी कोताही हो तो अपने साथ अल्लाह अपने हबीब के सदक़े माफ़ फरमाए। आमीन। आज का मौजू हज़रत मूसा अलैहिस्सलाम की उस यादगार मुलाकात के बारे में है जो खिज़र अलैहिस्सलाम से उनकी हुई। ये वाक़या अल्लाह तबारक तआला ने कुरान मजीद फुरक़ान हमीद में इरशाद फरमाया सूरह कहफ के अंदर, और जो कुछ हुआ अल्लाह तबारक तआला ने तमाम इस कुरान मजीद में इरशाद फरमाया। इससे पहले कि इस वाक़े की तरफ चलें, पहले इब्तिदा जान लें कि वाक़या असल में किस वजह से शुरू हुआ और कहाँ से बात चली कि किस वजह से अल्लाह ने मूसा अलैहिस्सलाम को हुक्म दिया कि आप जाएं और खिज़र अलैहिस्सलाम से मुलाकात करें। इसके बारे में अल्लाह तबारक व तआला ने कुरान मजीद में ही इरशाद फरमाया और मूसा इसके अहादीस मुबारका में भी ये बातें मौजूद हैं कि अल्लाह तबारक व तआला ने मूसा अलैहिस्सलाम को हुक्म दिया कि ए मूसा आप जाओ और जाके मेरे ख़ास बंदे से आप मिलो, मर्द साले से जाके आप मिलो। अब ये वाक़या कुछ इस तरह हुआ कि मूसा अलैहिस्सलाम एक मरतबा जो ये फ़िरौन से मूसा अलैहिस्सलाम को अल्लाह तबारक व तआला ने निजात दी और निजात मिलने के बाद मिस्र में जो ये जितने मुसलमान थे जो मूसा अलैहिस्सलाम के उम्मती थे इनको निजात मिली। तो मूसा अलैहिस्सलाम एक मरतबा बयान कर रहे थे कि अल्लाह की नेमतों का जिक्र कर रहे थे और बता रहे थे कि अल्लाह ने किस तरह हम पर इनाम फरमाए, किस तरह हम पर अल्लाह ने एहसान फरमाए कि फ़िरौन से अल्लाह ने बचाया। So Musa al-Islam was talking to his people, his companion, and he was giving them speech that how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has blessed us and made us successful and saved us from the Pharaoh and from the cruelty of Pharaoh and his people and companion. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has destroyed them, किस तरह अल्लाह ने उनको तबाह किया, बेइज्जत नाबूद किया। और अल्लाह तबारक व तआला की इन नेमतों का जिक्र करते करते मूसा अलैहिस्सलाम अल्लाह के और भी बहुत से एहसानात का जिक्र फरमा रहे। अल्लाह ने तुम्हें ये दिया, माल दिया, दौलत दी, औलाद दी, रिश्तेदार दी। अल्लाह has given you so many of these things. Musa अलैहिस्सलाम was trying to remind them of the blessings of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, whatever the in'am Allah has done upon the ummah of Musa al-Islam, Musa al-Islam was reminding all of those in'am wa karam. And then Musa al-Islam said Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us so much wisdom and ilm. One of the ummati of Musa al-Islam, he asked a question to Musa al-Islam. He says, "Oh Musa, is there anybody who has more knowledge than yourself? Or in this dunya, is there anybody who has the most knowledge?" Musa al-Islam, without realizing, and Musa al-Islam replied to him that I am the one who have the most knowledge on earth. मूसा अलैहिस्सलाम की ज़ुबान अक़दस से ये बात बिला साख्ता निकल गई कि वो शख्स कोई और नहीं है जिसके पास सबसे ज़्यादा इल्म है, वो मैं ही हूँ जो ज़मीन में जिसके सबसे ज़्यादा इल्म है। Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala did not like the Musa al-Islam said this in a way that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says to Musa alayhi salam, "Oh Musa, what made you think that you're the only one who has the knowledge on earth? You should have said differently." आपको चाहिए था किसी और अंदाज में कहते कि अल्लाह की अता से जितना अल्लाह ने नॉलेज मुझे दिया है, जहां तक मेरा इल्म कहता है कि मेरे से ज्यादा किसी के पास इल्म नहीं है जितना मैं जानता हूँ लोगों को, और जिसको मैं नहीं जानता उसके बारे में नहीं कहता। लेकिन मूसा अलैहि सलाम, आपने तो कहा कि अल्लाह की जमीन में मुझसे ज्यादा इल्म वाला कोई शख्स है ही नहीं, तो ये आपने क्यों कहा? तो मूसा अलैहि सलाम realized, and Musa अलैहि सलाम asked from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to forgive. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then Musa asked by ta'ala, if I am not, I thought that I have the, you revealed Torah to me, you did the kalam with me and the knowledge you have given me, I don't think anybody would have this knowledge. So that's why I said this, by ta'ala, forgive me for that I have misunderstood this. और मैंने गलती से मुझे समझ नहीं आई और मैंने गलती से ये बात कह दी, तो बारी ताला आप मुझे माफ़ फरमा दें और मेरी गलती का मुझे एहसास हुआ है। मुझे बताएं कि कौन है वो शख्स जो इतना इल्म रखता है। तो मूसा अलैहि सलाम की तरफ एक रवायत में आता है कि अल्लाह ने जिब्राइल अलैहि सलाम को भेजा कि जिब्राइल अलैहि सलाम इनको बताएं, क्या इनको मालूम नहीं है कि अल्लाह के तो बहुत से जानने वाले हैं और बहुत से ऐसे बंदे हैं, मुकर्रबीन हैं जिनके पास बहुत ज्यादा इल्म है, और अगर इन्होंने जानना है तो जाएं फिर एक साहिल समुंदर पे एक खास शख्स, यानी समुंदर के किनारे पे, on the beach somewhere near the sea, there is a salih person, a pious person of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, a beloved of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, who lives there, and go to him and then ask him, and he will tell you, he will teach you about the knowledge. What is the knowledge? The thing that you would not know, he has the knowledge of those things, so he would have more knowledge than you do. तो मूसा अलैहि सलाम को अल्लाह ने इस बात का जिक्र किया कि अगर आपने जानना है कि कोई शख्स ऐसा है जिसके पास आपसे ज्यादा इल्म है, तो फिर आप चले जाएं वहां समुद्र के किनारे, एक शख्स आपको मिलेगा जो अल्लाह का बड़ा ही खास बंदा है, बड़ा ही नेक बंदा है, अल्लाह ने उसको इल्म अता किया है, उसके पास जाएं और उससे कुछ सीख के। मूसा अलैहि सलाम was told by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, go and seek knowledge from somebody who is so beloved to me, I have revealed some things to him which you don't have knowledge about. So I want you to go and meet him. He's a salih person of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And Musa alayhi salam asked Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, I will go to him, but how will I recognize him? How would I know where exactly he is? And this sea is such a big sea, and I don't know which way to go to, whereabouts exactly he will meet us. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says to Musa alayhi salam, where two Jama'ul Bahrain, where the two sea come together, at that place he will meet you there. Musa alayhi salam said, by ta'ala, that place is quite big. It's still not, I need some precise location. मुझे पता चले exactly कहाँ पे मिलेगी, मैं फिर उस हिसाब से अपने सफर की तैयारी करूँ। अगर मुझे काफी सफर करना पड़ेगा, मैं खाने की चीजें साथ लेके जाऊँ, और अगर लगे थोड़ा सा है तो फिर मैं थोड़ा हिसाब से चलूँ, मैं उस हिसाब से तैयारी करके जाऊँ बारी ताला। तो मूसा अलैहि सलाम से अल्लाह तबारक व तआला ने फरमाया कि ऐ मेरे मूसा, take a fish. When you go, take a fish in your journey and you fry the fish, that's your meal. But when you're ready to meet that person, the solid person, at that place, this fish will disappear from you. ये fish जो है गायब हो जाएगी, चली जाएगी। और एक रवायत ये है कि ये fish पानी में जाके जिंदा हो जाए तो समझ लेना कि यही वो जगह है जहां पे उस शख्स ने आपसे मुलाकात करनी। मूसा अलैहि सलाम get ready for the journey, they start their journey. Musa alayhi salam asked his Khalifa Hazrat Yusha bin Nun alayhi salam, and he says, let's go. Musa alayhi salam is accompanied by his Khalifa Yusha bin Nun alayhi salam. They both continue the journey, and he was the khadim of Musa alayhi salam, holding all the luggage and the food in the pot. खाने वगैरह हज़रत यूशा बिन नून जो थे, आपने वो उठाया हुआ था सारा मामला। अब मूसा अलैहि सलाम के साथ सफर शुरू हुआ। Now the journey began. And the journey began, the Musa अलैहि सलाम continued journey, they carried on, they traveled and traveled and traveled. At night, they stayed somewhere. Because it was dark, they could not see the meeting of this two sea together, Jamal Bahrain, and they went to sleep. इसका भी जिक्र अल्लाह ने कुरान में कहा कि पत्थर पे सर रख के दोनों सो गए. Both of them, Hazrat Musa alayhi salam and Hazrat Yusha, both went to sleep. And then Hazrat Yusha, the khadim of Musa alayhi salam, he woke up early. And he saw, when he woke up, he saw the fish fell from the pot and he went towards the water and he became alive. And as far as fish could travel, and all that water starts to freeze, and he made a proper path for somebody, so a man can walk on that ice. इस तरह से रास्ता बना दिया कि कोई एक शख्स उसके ऊपर चल सकता था. इतनी वहाँ बर्फ जम दी गई, एक रवायत में है कि बर्फ जम दी गई जिधर जिधर जो वो मछली जाती गई और एक रास्ता बनाती गई समुद्र की तरफ. यूशा बिन नून ये सारा मामला देख रहे थे, वो देख रहे थे कि ये मामला, लेकिन मूसा अलैहिस्सलाम क्योंकि अभी आराम फरमा रहे थे, तो यूशा बिन नून ने कहा कि चलो जब मूसा अलैहिस्सलाम उठेंगे तो मैं उनको बताऊंगा. और मूसा अलैहिस्सलाम ने कहा भी था जब सफर के लिए निकले थे, मूसा अलैहिस्सलाम told Yusha bin Nun, when you see this fish become alive, or if it disappears, then that is the place you need to remind me. At that place we'll wait for Hazrat, the solid, the person that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has asked us to meet. So we'll see that person, we'll meet that person. By the time Musa alayhi wake up, Yusha bin Nun forgets this incident, and Allah says that Shaitan make Yusha bin Nun forget this. So Yusha bin Nun forgot about this incident to tell Musa alayhi. And the next morning they carried on the journey further ahead. सफर करना शुरू कर दिया, आगे चलने लग गए. और सफर करते गए आगे जाके मूसा अलैहिस्सलाम ने कहा कि लगता है कि मंजिल तो अभी शायद कितनी न जाने कितनी दूर है. जो मछली हमारे पास है, the fish that we have, let's just have something, we'll eat from it, some of it. हम उसमें से कुछ खा लेते हैं, we can eat something from that. तो जब यूशा बिन नून उसमें से निकालने लगते हैं, when he looks for the fish is not there. Then Yusha bin Nun remembers and he says to Musa alayhi salam, Ya Sheikh, that fish has disappeared, and where we slept last night, the fish disappeared there, and I saw and I forgot to tell you. Musa alayhi salam became a little bit angry with Yusha, like you should have told me this before. मैं आपको साथ इसीलिए लेके आया हूँ. This is the reason why I brought you, so you can tell me about this incident, and you forgot about this completely. They carried on, and one of the hadith of one of the rawayat, it says that when Musa al-Islam and Yusha bin Nun traveled and they went past the destination, they went further down, and on a way back they wanted to come back, and Allah because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knew this is going to happen, and so they remember the path they traveled from this place further ahead. So they remember that path, they can follow they can track it back of their footstep. Wherever Musa al-Islam put his step, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala turned that place into a grass. So grass grew on that place where Musa al-Islam put his step. जहाँ जहाँ मूसा अलैहिस्सलाम ने अपने कदम मुबारक रखे, वहाँ घास उगाया. यानी एक ही रात में, एक ही दिन में चलते गए और वहाँ घास उगता गया. जहाँ जहाँ मूसा अलैहिस्सलाम ने अपना कदम रखा, वो जगह हरी होती गई. तो फिर मूसा अलैहिस्सलाम के लिए आसान हो गया वापस आना. So it became easy, so they can track their footstep and they can come back. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made it easy for Musa al-Islam and Yusha bin Nun. They returned back to the same place. One narration says that person who was already waiting for them. And one narration says that person was lying on the very ice that where the fish went past. That person, the solid person, was lying down on that place. And one narration says that he was lying down on a dry grass. And the grass was so white and pure, he was lying down, and when he woke up from that, the grass got green straight away as soon as he walked off this place. But anyway, Musa al-Islam, the way Musa al-Islam describes, Musa al-Islam says when we saw that person, he was covering himself from head to toe in a blanket, and he was lying down. And when we said, Assalamu alaikum ya akhi, Salih, we said, Assalamu alaikum, Salih brother, he replies and he says, what is salam? We don't hear the salam word here. So there is nobody comes here at this place to say salam. Who are you? Are you the prophet of Bani Israel? Musa al-Islam says, I am the Musa. He says, are you the prophet of Bani Israel? Musa al-Islam says, yes, I am the prophet of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and sent towards Bani Israel. And Musa, the Saleh person, wakes up. And then he says, one narration says that I'm waiting for you. I knew that day will come when you will come. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will send you. And I knew that one of the prophet from Bani Israel will come to me and seek some advice from me or some knowledge from me or spend some moment with me. And one narration says that he asked Musa as-salam, what bring you to me? Kis wajah se aap aaye, kya masla bana? So Musa as-salam told that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has ordered me to go and seek some advice from you, seek some knowledge from you, or spend some time with you so I can also gain the same wisdom that you have. And that solid person smiled and said to Musa alayhi salam, Musa, you're so passionate, you have so much anger in you. You cannot see things without understanding. You would look at the hazard, you would look at the present, you would look the current state, you will not see the batin of that thing. But whatever I do, there's always a batin to it. There's always a reason, and you will not be able to understand that reason. Whatever I do, you will not be able to understand. And you have so much anger and you will interfere me. Whatever I do, you will interfere me. You will stop me from that. And this way, then we cannot continue our journey long enough. Allah mentioned this whole story in the Quran. And Musa alayhi salam said, no, I'll be patient with you. I will not get angry with you. And I'll spend time with you. Musa says, no, you will run out of your patience. Musa alayhi salam, no, I want to spend time with you. I'm here. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent me. I want to spend time with you. I will have the patience. And about the person now, who the person is, the Imam Bukhari says he was given the name of Khidar. Khidar means the person who gets up or sits at somewhere where there's a white dry grass. When he gets up from that grass becomes green. The dry and white grass turns green and becomes हरा हो जाता है, it becomes green. हरियाली आएगी तो उसे खज़र कहते हैं. तो खदरुन, तो कहा कि ये उस वजह से हजरत खिजर को हजरत खिजर कहा जाता है कि वो वहां बैठे थे उस घास पे जो सफेद था. जब आप खड़े हुए, आपके कदम मुबारक लगे, हाथ लगे, तो वो घास जो था सफेद की बजाय वो हरा हो गया, लहर आ गई. तो इस वजह से आपको खिजर अलैहिस्सलाम कहा जाता है. लेकिन उसमें और भी नाम आपके बताए हैं, लेकिन जो ज्यादा जो मशहूर हुआ वो यही हुआ कि आपको उसी वजह से खिजर अलैहिस्सलाम के नाम से जाना जाता है. अब इनके बारे में और भी बातें आती है कि खिजर अलैहिस्सलाम आखिर में है कौन? Who is खिजर अलैहिस्सलाम? Is he an ordinary person, a wali of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Is he the prophet of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Or is he the messenger of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? यानी रसूल है या नबी है या ये खाली वली है. अगर रसूल कहा जाए, risala, so they come towards a certain people, towards a certain message, and they come for a specific time period. अगर ये रसूल होते तो कोई पैगाम अल्लाह का लेके आते, किसी लोगों की तरफ जाते, तो इनका जिक्र फिर उस तरह से होता. इनका जिक्र इस तरह से नहीं हुआ तो क्योंकि ये इसलिए कहा जाता है कि रसूल नहीं हो सकते. और ये अगर वली हैं, अल्लाह के खास बंदे हैं, तो उसके बारे में कहा कि क्योंकि अल्लाह तबारक व तआला जिस इल्म का जिक्र किया, जिस सोहबत का जिक्र किया, तो उससे नबी कहना या वली कहना दोनों मुनासिब है. We can say too that he was the prophet because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has revealed something to him, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala only does the ilham to the prophet. For this reason we can say he's the prophet. But even there is no evidence for this, then we can still say he's the wali of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If he is the prophet of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he would have the lesser maqam than Musa alayhi salam. Musa alayhi salam would still have the greater maqam than Hazrat Khidar alayhi salam. And if he is the wali of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then Sayyidina Abu Bakr Siddiq is greater than Hazrat Khidar alayhi salam. ये दो बातें कहा कि वली, तो कहा ज्यादातर बेहतर यही है कि आप अल्लाह के वली भी थे और अल्लाह के नबी भी थे. तो इस लिहाज से मूसा अलैहि सलाम से कम मकाम है, लेकिन हज़रत अबू बकर सिद्दीक से ज्यादा मकाम बनता है. तो बहरहाल अल्लाह बेहतर इस बारे में जानता है. A few rawayat about Khidr al-Islam, that who exactly he was. So ulama agree, and the strongest opinion with the Khidr al-Islam is this, that Khidr al-Islam is son of Adam al-Islam. And when Adam al-Islam, before he passed away, he advised his children that whoever stay with my body when I passed away, and whoever bury me and whoever spend more time with my body after the flood of Nuh alayhi salam, then bury me in Palestine in a cave. Whoever go and do that and spend more time with me, with my body, when I leave this dunya, that person, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give them the longest of the life. यानी अल्लाह उनको सबसे ज्यादा लंबी उम्र अता करेगा. और एक रवायत में आता है दुआ की कि बारी ताला, the person, one of my children who spend most time with me, give him long life, as long as you can. जहां तक अल्लाह बारी ताला आपसे हो सकता है उतनी मेरे उस बच्चे को जिंदगी अता करना जो मेरे पास मेरे मरने के बाद सबसे ज्यादा वक्त गुजारे. So about Hazrat Khidar al-Islam, he says that the Khidar al-Islam spent most time with Adam al-Islam and their body, and he buried Adam al-Salam, and he was the last person to leave the body of Adam al-Salam. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accepted the dua in the favor of Hazrat Khidar al-Salam. That's one. And the other one that which is famous, that Hazrat Khidar al-Salam has drank the water which gives life, Ab Hayat. There's a concept here. Some people think by drinking Ab Hayat, the person never dies. That is wrong. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given Hazrat Khidar al-Islam the time until the Qiyamah. And everything will get destroyed, everything, there's an end to every single thing. Even the angel will die. So at that time, Hazrat Khidar al-Islam will also die. ये हकीदा जो अहले सुन्नत व जमात का है वो यही है कि क़यामत तक की अल्लाह ने आपको मोहलत दी है. He is there in the dunya, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given them the time until the Qiyamah. He will stay until the Dajjal, the fitna of the Dajjal come, and then he will help Musa, Isa al-Islam, he'll spend time with them, and near the Qiyamah, Hazrat Khidar al-Islam will leave this dunya, because every soul has to taste the death. हर चीज के लिए ख़त्म है. सो खिज़र अलैहिस्सलाम को भी तो आब हयात पीने के बारे में भी इनकी एक स्टोरी है. एक आता है कि ये गए कहीं तो कोई किसी ने बताया कुआं है फलां जगह पे, तो उसकी तरफ जाएं तो मूसा ये खिज़र अलैहिस्सलाम और एक जुल्करनैन बादशाह के बारे में कहता है कि वो भी आपके साथ गए, या पहले आप पी चुके थे तो बाद में जब उसको पता चला कि उसने कहा मैं भी पीना चाहता हूँ, तो वो जुस्तजू में दोबारा गए. They look for that same well, same place where Hazrat Khidar al-Islam before he drank water from, and that well was not there, he disappeared. तो फिर उसको कहा कि हज़रत खिज़र अलैहिस्सलाम की किस्मत थी. तो उनका माजूद इसको मौलाना रूम ने भी अपने अशआर में इसका जिक्र किया है कि अल्लाह तबारक व तआला ने किस तरह से खिज़र अलैहिस्सलाम की किस्मत में था वो पानी पीना, तो उन्होंने पिया और अल्लाह तबारक व तआला खिज़र अलैहिस्सलाम को क़यामत तक की मोहलत दे दी. क़यामत तक खिज़र अलैहिस्सलाम जिंदा रहेंगे. He will stay alive until the Qiyamah because he drank that water. But that doesn't mean he will not die. Yes, there is a death to there's end to everything. And everyone who has born, he has to leave this dunya. Until the Qiyamah, he has the permission to stay. Now let's come back to the story. Musa al-Islam met Khidar al-Islam, and Khidar al-Islam said to Musa al-Islam, because the reason why I did not mention the name before I said Saleh, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned in the Quran Majid, Saleh Mard, meaning the Saleh person. तो उनका नाम तो ये रवायात में और हदीस में बात चलता है खिज़र अलैहिस्सलाम का नाम था. तो मूसा अलैहिस्सलाम ने हज़रत खिज़र अलैहिस्सलाम से मुलाकात की. मिलने के बाद they both agreed, okay, if you spend time with me, you will only spend time with me. I will only allow 3 times. If you interfere 3 times, the 3rd time, after that, then we'll go our own ways. हम अपने अपने रास्ते पे चले जाएंगे. मैं आपको 2 मोहलतें दूंगा और 2 मोहलत के बाद फिर मैंने आपसे अपना रास्ता तब्दील कर लेना. लेकिन उससे पहले अगर कुछ भी होगा, मैं आखिर में आपको उनकी वजूहात बताऊंगा. I will tell you the reasons right at the end. They continue the journey. Musa al-Salam says, so that's fine, ठीक है, मुझे मंजूर है, हम चलते हैं. तो मूसा अलैहिस्सलाम और Hazrat Yusha bin Nun or Hazrat Khidar al-Islam, all 3 of them continue the journey. They start the journey. They decide to travel, and then Hazrat Khidar al-Islam wants to cross the river. When they cross the river, they see a boat. A man who was in the boat, he recognized Musa al-Islam, or one of the narrators, he recognized Khidar al-Islam, and he says that I don't want any ujrat, I don't want any any money for this. I don't want any fare for this. It's free. I'll take you to the other side of the river. I'll help you cross the river. मैं दरिया पार कराने के लिए आपकी मदद करता हूँ, मैं इसके लिए कोई उजरत नहीं लूँगा। मूसा अलैहिस्सलाम बड़े खुश हुए कि देखो कितना अच्छा इंसान है। He was very good person. He helped us and he did not take anything from us. And Musa अलैहिस्सलाम gave dua to him. But Khidar अलैहिस्सलाम, when the boat reached in the middle, Khidar अलैहिस्सलाम he picked one of the board. He pulled out one of the board from the boat, and the water started coming inside the boat. यानी एक जो फट्टा था उसका वो उखाड़ दिया, वो खींच के तोड़ दिया और उसमें सुराख कर दिया. He made a hole in the boat. तो वो जब खराब कर दी तो पानी अंदर आना शुरू हो गया. The water started to come inside. Musa अलैहिस्सलाम became very angry. And Musa अलैहिस्सलाम he said it so angrily to Khidr अलैहिस्सलाम कि ये आपकी जुर्रत कैसी, आपने ऐसा क्यों किया, ये क्यों किया, this is wrong. Look, इसने तो नेकी की और आप उसकी नेकी का सिला ऐसे दे रहे हैं. He did good, he helped us, and is this the reward you're giving back to him? I don't like this. Musa Islam became more angry. Hazrat Khidar Islam turned around and said to Musa Islam, oh Musa, did I tell you that whatever I do you'll have to interfere me, and when you interfere you cannot take this. Musa Islam said, I don't want to continue. Hazrat Khidar Islam said, I don't want to continue with you. Musa Islam said, no, okay, next time I will not say anything. You do whatever you want. But this is wrong what you just did. You shouldn't have done that. And while they were talking, one of the narrations says that a sparrow or a bird came down and started drinking water from that. And Khidr Islam says to Musa Islam, oh Musa, look, this makhluk probably needs to drink water and she could not drink directly from the sea. So she wanted to sit somewhere and then drink water. And there's a hikmah in every amal of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala which you may not understand. They continue the journey, and then they reach on the other side of the river, and then they start traveling. They see Hazrat Khidr Islam see a few children playing in the ground, and one of the boy who's so beautiful, a really beautiful boy, it's a very attractive boy. And Musa Islam look at the boy and they say, mashallah, he's so beautiful. This boy is mashallah so beautiful. He must be very pious. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make him pious. And Khidr Islam go and pick that boy and kill him, strangle him to death. Hazrat Khidr Islam killed that boy, strangle him to death. गला दबा के उसका Hazrat Khidr Islam उसे मार देते हैं. और मूसा Islam उसको दुआ दे रहे थे. And Musa Islam got even more angry this time, and he shouted at Hazrat Khidr Islam कि ये आपकी क्या हरकत है कि इस आप बच्चे का क्या, वो इतना खूबसूरत बच्चा, आप किसी का हसीन जमील, आपने उसके माँ बाप की गोद न जाने, और वो इकलौता बेटा था. He was the only son the parent had. Khidr Islam stayed quiet, and they said to Musa, oh Musa, didn't I tell you that you will not stay quiet whatever I do? This may be your trial, ये तो आपका इम्तिहान हो सकता है. आप में सब्र नहीं है. You have no patience. I told you. You will not be able to see, and there's no tolerance in you. You're very angry. आप में सब्र नहीं है. आप गुस्सा करते हैं. आपको देखते हैं, जाहिर को देख रहे हैं, इसके बातिन को देख रहे हैं. You're only looking at what's happening outside. I see what's behind this. I know the reason behind this. Khair, he says that it's your last warning. Musa says, okay, I will make sure that I will not speak next time. Whatever you do, I will not stop you from doing it. They reach the maqam, they reach another village. It's been all day, and Musa did not eat anything a day before as well. So they were hungry. Musa said to Khidr, we want to eat. So let's ask these people, let's go into the village and ask these people so they may help us with the food, we can eat something. They asked the people, लोगों से पूछा, गांव में गए, एक घर खटखटाया, दूसरा घर खटखटाया, तीसरा घर, तब तमाम गांव वालों के घर में गए. They went to every single person in the village and knocked at their door. All of them refused to give the food to them. सभी ने खुराक देने से इनकार कर दिया. Nobody gave the food to Musa Islam and Khidr Islam and Yusuf bin Nun. And Musa Islam became really angry. He said, what kind of people these are? Do they not realize that how they should help somebody who's traveling, had no food? They should help. At least one person should be pious enough to give us food. Nobody cared about us. कि हम सफर करके आए हैं, मुसाफिर हैं, ताकि हो सकते को थोड़ी बहुत दे दे, चलो हमसे कुछ काम करवा ले. They could have asked us to do something in return. We would have done some favor on them. हम उन पे कुछ करते थे, एहसान करते, उसके बदले हमें कुछ खाना दे देते. But yet nobody cared about us. Anyway, they carried on. On the same village, outside the village, there was a wall. which is about fell down. Hazrat Khidar alayhi salam used the asa mubarak and he straightened up that wall. वो जो दीवार थी आपने ठीक कर दी, अपने असा मुबारक को लगाया और दीवार जो गिरने वाली दीवार थी वो ठीक होगी. Hazrat Khidar salam mended that wall so it doesn't fall off. Hazrat Musa salam again became very angry. What kind of person you are? किस तरह के हैं आप? आप इनसे पैसे ले सकते थे. We could have taken some ujrat for this. We could have taken some wage against this, that we have corrected your wall, we have mended your wall, so give us something for that. And why you've done that for free? Hazrat Khidar said to Musa, "Oh Musa, didn't I tell you that you will not stay quiet? But that's the end of our journey. I told you I only give you 3 times. I'll give you 3 times that if you interfere 3 times, then we'll go our ways. हमारे रास्ते अलग अलग हो जाएंगे, आप अपने रास्ते जाएंगे, मैं अपने रास्ते जाऊंगा." So Musa salam, he says, before we leave, I would like to tell you why I've done what I did. मैं आपको बताना चाहता हूँ कि मैंने जो किया वो मैंने क्यों किया और उसकी वजह क्या है. और अल्लाह तबारक व तआला ने मुझे ऐसा कौन सा इल्म अता किया जिसकी खातिर अल्लाह ने आपको मेरे पास भेजा. आप तो नबी हैं अल्लाह के, you're the prophet of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you have the ummah behind you, you have the Torah in your hand, and you have so much mu'jizat in your own hand. But yet Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent you for a reason. And Hazrat Khidar said the reason why I broke the boat of those 2 people, they were 2 brothers. They both work, one works in the day, one works in the night. And they help people cross the river. And both of them are yutama, they don't have parents, they don't have mother or father, yutama and masakin. And the boat was pretty new. The reason why I broke that is because on the other side of the river, there was a king who's very cruel. If he see any boat which is brand new, he takes that boat away from him. And then if he see a boat has a weakness or broken, not correct, or there's a leakage, he doesn't take that boat because he needs the boat for his army. He's going to conquer another city, and that's why he needs the boat. So he's getting all those boats from people. Whoever has a brand new boat or a boat which is good condition, he's take that away. So that's why I've made this. So the king doesn't take that. I have actually returned this favor to them that they didn't ask for fair. So I returned the favor to them because I knew this is going to happen when they return back to the other side of the river. Their boat will be taken away from them, and then they would have nothing. Both of these brothers would have nothing to survive on. So I have done favor on them, and you did not understand that. So I knew why I'm doing that, and you did not understand. This is the wisdom Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had sent you for. यानी ये अल्लाह ये इसके पीछे वजह थी और जो आपको समझ नहीं आई, लेकिन मुझे इस बात का बखूबी इल्म था. अल्लाह ने ये इल्म मुझे अता किया है. This is the ilm Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given me. Then Musa said, okay, that's fine. I believe you. Then why did you kill the boy? What has he done to you? And Hazrat Khidar says that the reason why I have killed that boy, it was written on his face, on the forehead of that boy, that boy will become kafir and mushrik, and this will take his parent also towards the kufr and shirk. And both the parents are true believers and true lovers of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Yes, he was the only son, but I made dua from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I said to Allah by ta'ala, give them a better reward against this boy. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accepted my dua, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala promised me that he will give them a more beautiful child to the parents, and that boy will be a believer, and all 3 of them will enter in Jannah. So because if this boy stayed alive, he would have gone himself on the wrong path, and he would have also taken the parents towards the hellfire as well, towards the kufr and shirk. यानी बच्चा जो था ये माँ बाप को भी लेके चला जाता जहन्नम की आग में, तो हमने इसलिए उसको कर दिया कि ये बच्चा ना जिंदा रहेगा तो माँ बाप कम से कम ईमान पे रहेंगे. और फिर हमने दुआ भी कर दी कि जब माँ बाप के लिए अल्लाह के उनको नेक और साले बेटा अता फरमाए, तो अल्लाह तबारक व तआला ने हमारी दुआ को कबूल फरमा लिया. और जब हमारी दुआ कबूल कर ली तो अल्लाह तबारक व तआला उनको बच्चा भी देगा और वो तीनों जन्नत में जा सकेंगे, तीनों के तीनों मोमिन होंगे. all 3 of them will be believers. उसके बाद मूसा अलैहिस्सलाम ने पूछा कि ठीक है, तो फिर मुझे बताएं कि आपने दीवार क्यों सीधी की. Why have you straightened up that wall? We could ask money for them. These people were so cruel, they did not even ask any food, any drink, they did not give us anything. हमें उन्होंने कुछ भी खाने को नहीं दिया, तो आपने ये क्यों किया? तो Hazrat Khidar says, because you were only looking at that wall, but I could see what's inside that wall, under the wall. There was a treasure of two poor children, 2 or 3 poor children. 3 ही बच्चे थे, 2 बच्चे 2 भाई थे, 3 बच्चे थे, या एक बार 2 भाई थे. Their father was such a pious person, and he hid that treasure, जो खजाना है, जो माल है, some of the माल and दौलत which belongs to their father, he hid that under this wall. If this wall fall off, the people in this village are so cruel, they will take all the mal from these children, and these 2 children would have nothing to survive on. At least when they grow old, when they come to the age, they will dig up their treasure themselves and they can use it. यानी वो अपना माल जो खुद उखाड़ लेंगे और इस माल को वो इस्तेमाल कर लेंगे. तो इसलिए तरह हमने उनके माल को बचाया है, दीवार को नहीं बचाया. We did not stay on the wall. We have tried to save that treasure that is hidden under the wall, and that treasure belongs to those poor children. Their parents were really pious, so that's why we did the neki with them. Musa alayhi salam, this is the reason, all 3 things we did, and there's a reason, but this was the wisdom that you did not have, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala given me that wisdom. With my wisdom, with this knowledge that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given me, I knew this is going to happen, and that's why I did whatever I did. So this was the story of Musa alayhi salam and Khidar alayhi salam. And now Musa alayhi salam and Khidar alayhi salam, they both from that point they separated, they went their own ways. Musa alayhi salam regretting, and Sayyidina Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam says that may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala be merciful upon Musa alayhi salam, that what if Musa alayhi salam would have stayed quiet, and then we as a ummah would have learned so much from their both of them together. When they were together, there could have been more incident, and we would have more knowledge to learn from Khidar alayhi salam. This is Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam saying to the companion that when he told about this incident. And Musa alayhi salam, because Musa alayhi salam was one of those Nabi who was very jalali, who was one of those angry ones. Even once Musa alayhi salam is so powerful and such strength, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has awarded Musa alayhi salam. The Musa alayhi salam, once Israel alayhi salam came to Musa alayhi salam and said, Musa alayhi salam asked Israel, why are you here? And he says, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent me to take your soul away from you. And Musa alayhi salam became so angry and slapped Israel alayhi salam. And Israel alayhi salam's tooth was broken. He became shaheed. One of the tooth. दांत एक टूट गया था इस्राईल अलैहि सलाम का. And Israel अलैहि सलाम returned back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala asked Israel अलैहि सलाम, "Oh Israel, what happened to you?" Israel अलैहि सलाम says, "Bari ta'ala, I went to your beloved with your order that you said go and ask Musa अलैहि सलाम if I can take his soul out." And he became angry and he slapped me. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said to Israel अलैहि सलाम, "Oh Israel, don't you know he's my beloved? He's so beloved to me that I love him so much. He's so close to me, and he knew, and I have given him such a strength. Go and ask him, go again to him and ask him how many years does he want to stay? How many years does he want to stay in the dunya? And then give him the option, if he put his hand on a cow, on the back of the cow, and the amount of hair come under the hand of Musa alayhi salam, he can stay for these many years. He can stay in the dunya. He comes down, he says to Israel says to Musa alayhi salam, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has asked me, and I'm here to request you again. And Allah has given 2 options. That one is you tell us how many years you want to stay, or you put your hand on the cow, and the amount of hair come under your hand, and these are the amount of years you will stay alive. You will stay in the dunya. And then Musa alayhi salam said, then what happened after that? And Israel alayhi salam says, after that you still have to die. There's death still after that. There's no escape from the death. मौत तो फिर भी आनी है, चाहे इतने साल बाद आए. तो मूसा अलैहि सलाम ने कहा कि फिर इतने साल क्यों लगाने इंतजार के लिए, to meet my beloved, to meet my Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Why should I wait for that long? If I have to die, then rather dying after 100 years or 1,000 years, I might as well go now. Come close to me and take my soul. Then Israel Islam came close to Musa Islam and taken the soul out of it. Yani Anbiya Karam ko hum apne jaisa jo log kehte hain, those people who think that Anbiya Karam are just like us. Israel Islam asked the permission whether they want to take the soul out of their body or not. Imagine the maqam of Musa Islam. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has done the kalam with Musa Islam without any wasila, without any angel in between. And imagine the maqam of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. About them, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Allah has given such a great maqam to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. See, this is the story of Khidar Islam and Musa Islam. After that, there's another very famous story about Musa Islam and about Qarun. Qarun was a relative of Musa Islam who refused to give zakat, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala destroyed him alongside his treasures. And I mentioned this a few times, this story. The Musa Islam taught him how to make gold. He was very poor. He asked Musa Islam that I'm very poor, tell me or make dua for me so Allah give me such money that I can survive, I can have a better life. Musa Islam said to him that whatever you have, at least you're thankful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, just be happy in that. And if you have more mal, more money, then you will go away from the right path. You will not be able to say thanks to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. When the time will come when I'll ask you to pay zakat, you will not be able to give zakat on your mal. But he insists and he promises that Musa Islam that I will give zakat to you. I promise you if I become... And Musa Islam teach him how to make the gold. He started making gold. After learning from Musa Islam, day by day he became rich and richer. Every single day, every single passing day, he became more and more rich. And there was a time, there were about 40 people, like Ramadhan type, like the wrestler type people, really powerful, really strong people in the community. 40 people alone used to carry the keys to the treasure of Qarun. This is the amount of treasure he had, the amount of gold he had, the amount of diamonds and the money he had. And he was one of the richest person of that time. And the Musa Islam came to him and Musa Islam said, "O Qarun, I'm here with the order of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Remember, there's a zakat applicable every year. So this is your first year with such a mal, you have so much mal. So give me zakat on your mal." And he says, I asked Musa Islam, what is the shara of the zakat? How much do I have to pay? He said it's 2.5%. In high percent you have. So over whatever you have. He said, no, that's too much. That's too much, I can't give you this much. Musa Islam says, okay, then you tell me what you can give in the way of zakat, in the way of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, in the form of zakat. What can you give? I'll give you the opportunity. And he says, I can give you 1/1000. And from 1,000 I can give you 1. Musa Islam says, okay, that's fine. That's 0.001% or something. Musa Islam says, that's fine. Let's agree. It's 0.01%. So okay, that's fine. You give me that. He said, okay, he went, he was happy. At least I have to give the 1 share from 1,000. I have to give that 1 dinar from 1,000 dinar. Or 1 kg from 1,000 kg of gold. He goes home, he worked it out. And then when he worked it out, he came back to Musa and said, I will not give you zakat. Musa said, why? He says, the zakat I've counted, if I give you zakat from 1,000, I have to give you more than 1,000 camel alone from my camels, the zakat. So that means he had about 100,000 camels. He had more than 100,000 cows. He said, I have to give you thousands of cows in the favor of zakat. I have to give you thousands of goats. I have to give you thousands of sheep. And then 1,000 kg of the gold I have to give you. I can't give you zakat that much. It's still, Musa said, you agree that you will only give me, from 1,000 you give me 0.1%. So you still not agreeing to that as well? He says that that's still too much. I can't give you that much money. And then he decides, he asks his people, like, why Musa Islam asking for zakat? Just because we are rich. If Allah wanted to help the poor people, He could have given it to them. We have earned this money. Why should we give this money to those poor and needy people? They refused to give zakat. And then a few people said, okay, we agree with you, whatever you decide, you're the richest person, so now you're our master. You make a decision on our behalf, whatever you say, we'll do that. Musa alayhi salam was giving speech somewhere, and he was guiding people, he was telling the punishment over the sins. And this Qarun came and he brought a woman. He says to Musa alayhi salam, oh Musa, is this the punishment only for us and normal people, or is it include you as well? Musa alayhi salam said, it includes everybody. Even if I commit a sin, then I should be punished the same way. He says, what if somebody who has committed fornication, zina with a woman, and the woman is not in the nikah, then Musa alayhi salam said, yeah, that person should be punished. And then Qarun says, there's this woman who wants to say that you've done something to him. Musa alayhi salam looked at the woman, that woman was a prostitute, and he says to Musa alayhi salam says to the woman, oh woman, don't forget, I am the same prophet of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala who had the Asa Mubarak. Allah has given me the Asa Mubarak, and which turned into a big giant snake. And don't forget, I am the one, with the help of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, I helped you all. Today you're all alive. I saved you from Pharaoh. I'm the one who helped you cross the river. So don't forget that I'm the same Nabi of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So the woman had so much fear of Musa alayhi salam. She refused. She said, no, whatever this Qarun has told me to accuse you for a sin, for this zina that you've not done, and I seek forgiveness from you and seek forgiveness from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He gave me this 1,000 dinar and 1,000 the gold coins, and I returned that money back to him, and I seek repentance over this sin and over this intention. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, at that time Musa alayhi salam said to Qarun, oh Qarun, I've given you time, you agreed, I asked you what do you want to pay, and you refused to pay zakat on that. Now the punishment of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will come to you. And Musa alayhi salam said to the people, oh people who wants to stand behind the Qarun, stay with the Qarun, or who wants to stand behind to come towards my side, and then don't blame me that I made a dua and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's punishment came to you. All the people came towards Musa alayhi salam and asked forgiveness from Musa alayhi salam. Only a few people stayed with Qarun. And then Musa alayhi salam made a dua for the punishment. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala drowned Qarun alive, and I sucked him inside halfway, or up to his navel. And then Musa alayhi salam gave him one more chance, said, still you have time, and you ask, you seek forgiveness and give the zakat, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will forgive you. Qarun says, I know that you have the black magic, you're doing the magic, I know this will disappear. You can't do anything, any harm to me, I will not give zakat. Musa alayhi salam make dua again, then Qarun gets sucked in the earth up to the neck. Musa alayhi salam give him another chance, says, oh Qarun, you're my cousin brother, I feel for you, I want you to save yourself, I don't want you to go and get burnt in hellfire. Give zakat and save yourself. What are you going to do if you die with that same mal? The Qarun says, I know you can't do anything, I know this, your magic is just temporary, it will disappear, you can't harm me. And all the people are with him, they all said the same thing, and they all were drowned the same way, they all sucked into the earth alive. And then Musa alayhi salam made the dua third time, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sucked all of them alive in earth, and earth sucked them and they died like this. And ulama say until the Qiyamah the earth will keep sucking them in, they will keep going down and down in earth in a cycle, they'll stay in the rotation every single day. And then one of the people who were behind Musa alayhi salam said, it looks like Musa alayhi salam wanted to kill these people, that's why Musa alayhi salam made the dua and cursed them, they died, so he can take all the treasure for himself. That's why Musa alayhi salam did the dua. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Musa alayhi salam made the dua straight away that time from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accepted the dua. And all the treasures were also buried alive with Qarun and the people. And all the people who died there, their treasure also got sucked in the earth. And people trying to, even now there are people who are trying to look for that treasure, nobody will be able to find, because that treasure and Qarun, they keep going sucked in throughout, and it's in a circulation in earth. But until near the Qiyamah, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will order everything, all the treasure, the earth will throw all the treasure outside. And near the Qiyamah, in Hadith and Mubarakah, just quick Hadith and Mubarakah, Rasul said, near the Qiyamah, people will go They will have their zakat in their hand. They will look for the person who's eligible for the zakat. They will give money to somebody. There won't be anybody poor. They will have tons of gold and they want to give it to somebody. Nobody wants to accept that gold. They would have diamonds. The people want to give diamonds, and they won't. Nobody will take the diamonds. Even the river Nile will throw all the treasure outside. You'll see gold out in the street. You'll see diamonds out in the street. People throw their things away. Nobody would want to take the zakat at that time. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam says that this is the moment, brother, you have time to give zakat, give zakat. You have time to spend money, you spend money. This is the blessing of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is the reward of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala have given you birth in the time where you can give zakat. But there will be a time, how unfortunate those people will be when they wanted to give zakat, there won't be anybody to take the zakat from them. So then the punishment of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will come to those people, and this will happen near the Qiyamah. दुआ है अल्लाह तबारक से जो कुछ कहा सुना अमल की तौफीक अता फरमाए, अल्लाह अपने हबीब से हमें दीन की सही समझ अता फरमाए। वमा अलैना इल्लल बलाग मुबीन। इस तारीख के लिए ऊपर तशरीफ ले